Hello, everybody. Welcome to the triplebtv live interview sessions. We're doing this for the foreseeable future, which could be, until next week. The future is unforeseeable, really. So when you say foreseeable future, I guess that means, as far as you can see, which is not very far. But we do have our guest backstage for tonight, and we're going to bring him on in a moment. First things first, I'm going to bring up the little list. If you're just coming over from our live stream on our vlog channel that just happened, if you don't know, I have a vlog channel. It's called briankusko because that's my name. And we just did a little thing over there. And I'm going to do the thing. And I'm going to do a little random number selector, and we're going to find out who next week's guest is going to be here on triplebtv. If you want to be a guest on triplebtv, make sure you tune in for the live streams on the vlog channel at Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific time, which is right before we came live on here. And that's what we're doing right now. That's the thing. That's the current new hip thing that all the 41-year-olds with 4 kids are doing here in the Central Coast of California. Yeah. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? All right. Let's get ready. We got 14 numbers up on this sucker. So I'm going to randomize number between 1 and 14. And I'm going to put it here so you guys can see it. But did I touch it? I didn't touch it. Dink. There it goes. 4. Number 4 is Red Moon Royals. We had Red Moon Royals on the vlog channel with a super chat last week. And Red Moon Royals is going to be here next week for you as your guest on Triple B TV. So look forward to that. Also make sure to tune into the vlog channel so that you can have your name on that list as well. And yeah, you're watching Triple B TV. That means you're supposed to do the intro thing. I snapped. That means intro. Snap. Snap. Yeah, you wish you could snap and your intro would play, wouldn't you? I wished that too for at least 3 or 4 times. But finally, we're here. And ladies and gentlemen, let me bring you our lovely guest, Mr. Lucas Bagnara of the Retic Lounge podcast. What's up, Home Slice?
What's going on, man?
Just doing things, live streaming and whatnot. Nice shirt.
Appreciate it. I thought I had to rep.
You thought you had
I need to get one of the old ones, like the old school ones that you have.
Which kind of old school one? Which kind of old school one are you talking about here?
I don't know. The shirt you got on right now kind of looks like an MTV vibe.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, this is it's a Triple B TV. There's not a T-shirt. This is a long sleeve. I just got my sleeves rolled up, and
okay.
I don't know if they actually make these anymore or not. I'm responsible for producing these, but I don't think we have them any longer, I guess is my point. But there's a sweatshirt with this look. You know what? I'll look into it just for you. How about that?
Yeah, please do.
So what's going on, bud? How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me. You fulfilled a adulthood dream of mine.
Is that real?
Yeah, not to be like a famous snake person or to go live in Kauai away from civilization. This is my adult dream, to be on Triple B TV, and it's happening.
Dang. I know you weren't I know you were getting your kids to bed and stuff, or your daughter, but I was on the last live stream I was just on. I was talking about one of my adulthood dreams, which is to find a corn snake in the wild, or even get bit by one.
So, do they have? I'm terrible with herping, but what's the chances of running into one in California?
In the wild?
Yeah, they don't exist there. I know you guys have a bunch of king snakes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that it's like real close. I'm not gonna say it's a complete zero because like somebody's pet corn snake could escape and probably survive here.
So they're not native there. So great. That's a good start for me.
Yeah, this good start. I'll tell you one thing. Here's one thing that's helpful about California, because I know you are planning to be out here at some point in your life. So I'll give you a little tip as far as California herping goes. There is only one venomous snake that you need to worry about in California, and it has a super loud tail. So you're pretty good.
That's fair.
Yeah. Other than that, you can pick it up and let it bite you.
Yeah, I come across a bunch of water snakes here in Texas and bull snakes and coach whips. I've never seen a rattlesnake yet, and I've seen a western coral snake eating another snake. Don't know what snake it was eating, and and I've seen copperheads, but I've yet to see a rattlesnake. I know they're here. I have neighbors that post pictures of them. I just haven't seen one yet.
Dang. Yeah, that would be. You think? I mean, I just think Texas, and I think like rattlesnakes.
Right. Yeah, I saw more in Florida, and I didn't even. I wasn't even looking for them.
Wow. Well, you'll find one. You'll find. Wait, how long have you been out there?
7 years.
7 years. Okay, that seems like a while. I think I. Oh, you know what? I've never gone herping in Texas.
I've probably only been a couple times, if I'm going to be honest. I need to find the right group of people to go with.
We're talking about getting a group together before the NARBC show in September.
I'll be there. I'll be there Friday morning.
I said we were talking about getting a group together. I didn't say that you were invited yet. No, I'm just kidding. I know you're just talking about the show. I'm just being a dick. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not good at that. I should just be myself and be kind and humble. And yes, Lucas, you are invited, obviously, to come herping.
Yeah, it depends. I might not want to go with you. So
there you go. Hey, so before we get too deep into this, not that we're gonna go super deep because we only do like 30 minutes on here, but tell us, for those that don't know about your fairly new venture with the Retic Lounge with our buddy Nathan Katz, why don't you tell folks a little bit about that and what you got going on there?
Yeah, so me and Nathan Katz, so Live Exotics and Katz Reptiles, we kind of teamed up together, and we saw kind of a gap in the Retic community. There wasn't a lot of informative podcast style ventures out there. A lot of them were interviewed style, talking about guests and bringing guests on, and then of course you have Reach Out Reptiles, but he does more of like a video demonstration and instructional things, and his channel is great, especially for newcomers. But my original plan was just to do like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, just the audio, and Nathan convinced me to go video. And so we jumped on YouTube with it. And ideally what we're aimed to do is kind of positive Retic community to allow for long discussions on our experience. That's the biggest thing that we are really trying to hone in on, is an experiential podcast. We don't call ourselves experts. We are not experts. I think combined total, me and Nathan have maybe 11, 12 years. There are definitely people in the Retic industry that have that much, if not more, just alone. And so I think just being an experiential and also being new kind of provides new keepers or aspiring breeders or people that don't have one to kind of plug in and feel like they can relate to someone instead of watching a big expert or someone who actually knows what they're doing. So that's kind of what we're doing. And man, it's been a great journey. Didn't think that we would be where we're at right now. Subs aren't up, but the quality of our subscribers are great. They watch almost every episode. They like, they comment. We have a Patreon that's doing amazing with, I think as of today, like 64 members. So we're rocking and rolling and love our little community that we're building, and hopefully just keep putting out good information.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I was of course your first guest on there, so if people want to go who haven't watched the show yet, you can go back and start binge watching all the episodes. Start at number 1 with yours truly, and get going on that. Dude,
one of my favorite interviews.
Oh, thanks. It was one of mine too. That was the one I had the most chill snake experience on a live interview ever. Well, not that it was live, but a
Retic nonetheless. Just like puppy dog on your shoulder, chilling.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. Yeah, I like what you guys got going on over there, man. I'm in a I'm not trying to make it about me. I guess I am. I'm in a weird spot right now, honestly. Like I've made so many friends in the community over the last 8 years or whatever that I've kind of like circled in through different spots. Like I've made friends, I've lost friends. Like people that used to love me now hate me, and there's like all this weird who've gone through all that. Like, I what I'm trying to say is there's part of me that's envious of where you're at right now. We're just starting to kind of like build a community, and you got your grassroots thing, and it's I don't know, forgive me. I know I'm on your Discord thing, but I'm not on Discord like ever. Um,
Discord's the bane of your existence.
yeah, it really is. It became like that, like Facebook in that way. Just because that's simply a manifestation of how much stuff started popping up around here locally for me in person. Like a lot of local community stuff here happening, that is great, which is what I did really want. So I guess it's not, I say I'm envious of the thing you guys got going on with your online thing right now a bit. Not that I don't have that, but it's like I've certainly fallen away from that a bit, and sometimes I miss it. But at the same time, I'm so grateful to have as much community as I do now, local to me, like down the street and
Right.
across town, and that's awesome. But there's part of me that does miss those beginning days where I was just starting to find people out there, and just that newness, that fresh,
It
fresh
feels good.
meat. Yeah, yeah, that sounds great. I'm glad you guys are doing it, man, because I think you guys are off to a wonderful start. I mean, you're maybe at more than a start now. Um,
I think I mean, this time last year, it was in the works. We were starting the recordings. We hadn't launched yet, but we're getting close to our year episode in probably here in about 2 months or so. So we've almost made it there. And yeah, really excited too, because we've had an awesome guest on here recently. It's going to be a 3-part segment of like the captive history of reticulated pythons. And Nathan and I tried doing that episode ourselves and was like, there's just so much information. And we found someone who's collected all of it. So um, we're thinking it's going to probably end up being the most comprehensive history of retics with sources, right? This isn't just hearsay on a video platform ever. So again, just good informational content that we're happy to put out, and we're being taught that from the guest that we're having on. Just again, another further illustration of we're learners, we're not always teachers.
yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, I need to get back to that too in a bit. Like, I don't know. I'm having this existential crisis a little bit of like, I love where you guys are at. And if I could give you any advice as somebody who's at where I'm at right now, it's like just keep doing what you're doing,
Right.
and don't try to branch out to too many places.
No, I totally agree. I don't see myself my big head maybe a couple years ago when I first got into breeding was the mindset of like full-time breeder and trying to go this direction and that direction, and things have really slowed down for me over the last 6 to 8 months. I'm looking at my collection, I'm looking at what I'm doing in the podcast, and I'm really happy where I'm at right now, and I don't want to end up growing or doing much more than I am currently.
Yeah.
um so yeah, I mean, educating is like my passion. So I'm a therapist on the side. I've supervised before, um, and providing support to other clinicians. Like education, supervising in my professional career is like my bread and butter. Obviously, I love the counseling part as well, but in terms of like just what I like to do, I really have always just teaching and providing people with information is where I'm at. And so I think what we're doing with the Retic Lounge, Nathan and um, I haven't, neither him or I have thought about like what's next, right? We're just kind of living in the moment. And even sometimes with not even a year under our belt, we're sitting on the phone like, what the heck do we record next? Like there's only so much that you can, and so we're really just trying to keep it simple and just kind of where we're at now, we want to continue.
Yeah, that's good stuff, because I
This is the public, like, check me on this like a year from now. Be like, hey, remember that interview that we did? I'm gonna play back this clip for you of what you said. Remember, don't do any more. Okay. Accountability partner here, everyone in the comments.
yeah, because when you start starting other stuff, it's hard to pull back. It's like you think, oh, I got a little time here. I could do that there. I could maybe do this here, and the next thing you know, you have 15 channels, and you're trying to keep up with all of them, and it's literally impossible.
My
So
wife would kill me.
yeah, then you wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, my wife would literally kill me if I got two in over my head.
Yeah, I've been thinking about pulling back, like going back to just the vlog channel, just going back there and stopping everything else and just focusing just on that instead of on this channel and that channel and that channel. And I'll
This has
always
been an
keep.
internal struggle you've had for like a year now.
I guess so, man. I guess so. Yeah, it is. It is. It's because I don't want to, I've started things. I don't want to just like stop them. They're going. I don't want to be like, oh, let's just end it because I couldn't handle it. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. You're a counselor, right? I think that's why this stuff's coming out.
There you go.
This is
It just
supposed.
happens naturally.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an interview for you. I'm not supposed to be like pouring out my personal issues onto you here on.
It happens. I'm a sponge.
I guess it's a good spot for you to be then. If it's just kind of naturally like that's I wouldn't normally do that. I don't think not here on Triple B TV or not anywhere really where I'm like hosting somebody else. I wouldn't just be like, well, here to listen to my problems.
We all got them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, obviously we all have them. Yeah, I usually keep mine relegated for the right moments and places, not when I'm having somebody else on for an interview. But if you are a professional counselor and it's obviously a good position for you.
Yeah, it's the most rewarding thing other than being a dad and husband that I got going on for me.
Yeah. Oh, and there's that too. Totally. Dad and husband. I am
Jeez.
that.
It's the best, most worst journey ever.
Best, most, worst. I just love that all of those end in ST. Made me happy.
Right.
Best, most, worst.
There you go.
What's your advice for me, Lucas? Give me live advice here.
Live advice.
Yeah.
Let's see. These are 45 minutes, so that's going to be about $95. So, no. I don't know, man. Do some reflection. See what it is that you really want to get back to. I mean, it seemed like when I was talking about kind of going back to what we were doing, being basic and being simple and just kind of providing a community for people, it seems like although you have a community that you're doing locally, you want to kind of get back into that. And so what I'm hearing from you is just I don't know. I mean, the theme that I've heard from you in the last years, stop and smell the roses.
Hmm.
Slow down at times if you need to, and then speed back up when you feel like you need to.
Yeah.
Does that sound right? Like
It
what I'm
does.
hearing from you?
No, it does. But what that looks like in reality is shutting down multiple channels. That's what that looks
So
like.
so like rather than me, let's go to the comment section and see what everyone thinks on there.
Like let me spread out this responsibility here. Brian had all these great channels going, and then he had this Bagnara guy on, and now he's just back to one.
Now he's living in a tent somewhere on a hill.
Oh man, that sounds nice too. Honestly,
Right?
I'm gonna head out to a tent pretty soon. Noah, I'm gonna take him back out for a little backpacking trip now that it's warming up around here again, and just go.
See that right there. Those are some of my favorite vlogs that you do with your family and when you're out there with your kids and your family and you're out in nature. And so, I mean, I guess for me, like if I'm being super biased here, it's like keep doing that because those are the videos that make me happy.
Yeah, yeah. Adler has a good point there in the comments, which is to slim down and maybe bring the interviews to the Cusco channel, which is kind of what I was thinking about, was doing what we're doing right now, just because
Right.
I'm bringing back the live streams like I used to do all the time on that channel, and just like you would be on there, and we just have you come on at the end, for the second half of the stream, instead
Yeah.
of jumping channels. Like, what was the point of jumping channels? Like, that's why I'm trying to revive this channel because that channel does the best because of doing things like you said, of just taking the family out and like just like filming. That's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Tomorrow. I'm just gonna film my day like I used to.
That's the YouTube thing to do, though. Once you got a big channel, you get another channel, and you get all the channels popping. I mean, you see a bunch of YouTubers do that, and then that's how. I mean, that's how you make it in the YouTube world. I feel like you doing that's definitely not a bad thing, but Adler might be onto something.
Yeah. Also, yeah. I guess I'll talk with a couple. The other aspect is sponsorship. I want to make sure all the sponsors stay happy and like, oh,
Right.
well, when we sponsored him, he had 3 channels and now he has 1.
And now we have to share a sponsor with one channel and 500 of them.
Yeah, yeah. I'll think about all that. But enough about me, man. What is You brought up Reach Out Reptiles stuff. How's everything going there?
With reach out,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, I talked to Joe here and there a bit. We're pretty active together and communicating on a Facebook forum. I haven't reached out to, haven't talked to Garrett in a bit. We've kind of just lost touch a little bit. He's extremely busy and doing his own thing over there. But I mean, I would venture to say things are good. He's hopping back on his lives, and a lot of the people that are on my Patreon are on his Patreon. And Garrett's a name that if you're in the Superdorf industry, you're going to hear everywhere. And super appreciative for what he's done in that aspect of the community.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, I need to get my butt over there and over to you, and you need to get your butt over to here.
Yeah. Now that Adler's talking in the comments, he knows I'm going to be making my way out to California. So Adler, we got to make a drive up to Cusco's. How far is it? 2 hours?
It's a little longer than that. It's
Okay.
no more than 3 though, if I'm thinking correctly. I get Southern California starts to mold into just one big place after a while from in my brain. I mean, there's like all of a sudden Santa Barbara becomes Santa Monica becomes just Los Angeles and yeah, 3 hours. He's got it. 3 hours.
That's all not the same place.
No, it's not. It's not all the same place. Well, in a way, it is. It's all south of the Mason-Dixon line and stuff. Um, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm saying things that aren't true and smiling. How did you get into keeping snakes?
Um, so I went to a pet store like at the age of, I can accurately say at the age of 5 because it was right before I moved to Miami, when I was still living in Sarasota in Florida. And I fell in love with them. I had a neighbor who would come over with a big boa, this like 12, 13-year-old, and would come over and I'd get to hang out with it, and saw one at a pet store. And I have that cool of parents that on my birthday one day, I had a rat snake. And that was the first time I ever got a snake. That rat snake unfortunately escaped. Um, Escaped, or I kind of scapegoat my brother, and I let him know. Like, my brother at the time was like a pretty big hippie in regards to like animal welfare, and I mean, not even like that, but just like hippie in general. And so I always tease him. I'm like, "You let the snake out." I know you did. Um, but after that, I ended up getting my first ball python. Then got a few ball pythons, um, and man, she's beautiful. Did you hear her? Anyways, I got into ball pythons after that, and then moved to Miami. Snakes on Sunset there as a kid with my parents coming in. They convinced my parents and me to buy more than likely imported Burmese pythons and an Argentine boa as an 8-year-old. Kept those for a couple of years. Unfortunately, that Argentine boa, I'm pretty sure, was imported because was never thriving, and died a couple months after I had it in my care. But the Burmese python got pretty big, rehomed it, and then kept the carpet python and planned to breed ball pythons when I was like 16 or 17, but then ended up playing college baseball and had to rehome everything and insert retics when I was an adult. Um, I had learned about retics in 2011 when I found out, well, before that, but I found out about superdorfs back in 2011 with Honey Island localities, which are now referred to as Madus. So it was that senior year where I rehomed my animals, and after that, I told myself when I got back into snakes, I wanted a superdorf retic. Got a superdorf retic, and then realized, I think I just like retics, and so now I'm just all about localities and really cool animals. Obviously, I want to breed to produce manageable size animals, but I think everyone kind of misunderstands where I'm at in the industry. A lot of people are like, yeah, he breeds superdorfs. It's like, I really only have 2 superdorf localities, and I have 8 localities in my garage. So I'm more of just a locality nerd.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, somebody in the chat said take out a snake, so I took out a snake because
There you go.
I like to please folks in the chat. Like,
I would too, but I'd have to go all the way to my garage to do that. So
yeah, no, I got you covered right here. Big old,
there you go.
beautiful. Yeah.
Plus,
That's
my
awesome, man.
retics don't behave that well. They would move too much.
Yeah, no doubt. This girl is, there we go, post chilling. Your story reminded me, like the very beginning of your story of snake keeping was so familiar because my first snake, well, no, I guess my first snake was a rough green snake, but that was definitely, you had to be wild caught and it didn't do too well. But the first snake that I kept that actually lasted was a rat snake as well. And it got out all the time. All the time. From the age of a lot.
I even hear that now that they're pretty good escape artists. They're just, I mean, obviously it's hard to escape from a PVC, but anybody new who likes to get a screen top enclosure, they're gone.
Yeah, ours was literally an old aquarium, like, so it had the holes in the back of it so you could put the filter system in. And I don't know if we even like paid attention to the fact that there was a hole back there that it could just crawl out. I don't remember if that ever. I remember
Snakes fit through holes.
So we found it. I remember like taping it over it at one point, but it had like, it was one of those old aquariums that had the type of lid that like lifted, and it had a hinge lid, and so we just like pile, school books on top of it,
Right.
bricks. But of course, the snake got bigger to still be able to push out from there.
Dude, I did that when I first got into retics, and I kept it like in a 3-foot hefty tub. I just literally put like gym weights and books on top of it. back only a few years ago. That's when I was saving up for a PVC. I think that's one really cool thing about the industry now is you got a lot of people doing their homework. I mean, it's even different now compared to what it was 6 years ago when I was getting in. You have people with elaborate setups before they get their first one, and I kept mine got a hatchling in a plastic tote and just kind of got a bigger tote, and it had enrichment stuff in there and everything, but I didn't get my first PVC until my first retic was like 2 years old. Yeah.
Nice.
Now mostly everything's in a PVC. I only have probably a handful of snakes and racks besides the hatchling rack.
That's cool, man. I could take it. Oh, excuse me. Well, Mr. Bagnara, we're about to move over to our Patreon after party in just a moment. Before we do that, is there anything that you would like to say to the lovely folks watching here on the public section?
No, I mean, just appreciate all of you I'm looking over to the side because I got my phone up so I can see it, but everyone who showed up, thanks for your support, sympathy support, or if it's like true support, thank you. If you guys want to hang out with us at the Retic Lounge, Nathan, Katz, and I would be more than happy to have you guys over there. Awesome Discord channel. And for those of you that did tune in, if you guys aren't following and want to see my retic breeding journey and journey into my favorite snake that I'm going to be getting here soon, green tree pythons, follow me at Lab Exotics on Instagram. And appreciate all you for watching. And if you're not a member of his Patreon, Brian Kusko's, join now so we can continue to hang out.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
All right,
Happy to be on.
Yeah, man. We'll see you backstage.
Later, man.